All right, let's get this shit. Let's get this show on the road. It'll be a quick one. I don't mean in the sense that you're gonna die. I mean, I kind of did, but people gotta go to work. Niggas be working on Sundays. Welcome, everybody. Forsaken Kingdom. I am your dungeon master or GM, whatever the hell we're called these days. We have Narcissus Durzel, Blint, Tildor, Greenheart, and Hex Swift. Well, maybe not so swift, depending on what he does over the next few actions. So what we're going to do is we're going to take up from where we left off. And we will, where is it? Okay. Well, as we left, our intrepid adventurers ventured down into the depths of a hidden chamber underneath a mine shaft. Engaged in combat with giant spiders, spent and exhausted, they attempted to take a needed break in the antechamber to a portal. However, some of our other party members had a different idea. Hexswift! And he decided to investigate a statue with a gem that just so happened to activate said statue. When the statue was activated, it menacingly looked at him. He tried to decide what to do. Narcissus had briefly intervened, spoke its language, and tried to command it with said gem in his hand. However, the creature, "You will not command me," and that is where we are right now. The Orc Chief Kayun, he had inquired, he had asked in the middle of this as to whether or not our party could fight. This is a magical being. He deferred to Narcissus as the resident sorcerer. However, with our party members spent and exhausted, they have to make a decision on what to do. Narcissus had tried to command it. The thing resisted and is now moving off the stone altar that it was perched on. That is where we are right now. The portal itself had opened into a dark forest. However, one of the orcs that had managed to touch it was disintegrated, screaming and squealing as it was rendered into oblivion. So there's a decision to be made here, gentlemen. And that is where we bring everybody into, and I think I might get dinged for this Final Fantasy thing, so I'm gonna take that off. Okay, and we will put this different song. It's a little melancholy, but I think it's appropriate for the moment. Now the question is, what, if anything, are you all doing? I will start with those in the most immediate path of this stone statue. We will call it a demonic golem. It is the representation of, and I get my notes here, the trickster god, the trickster demon, Fraz Urblu.
Urblu?
Urblu.
Urblu.
Yeah, I don't. I know I'm not. I'm trying to say it phonetically, but it's not really coming out. So it's Fraz Urblu. It is the demon, the Lord of Deception. It measures at least 15 to 16 feet in height, and it has this red light coursing through its body, sort of it's like filling in the cracks of a granite statue. Granite has those veins that go through the marble, that go through the stone. Those are now fluorescent red, same color as that. We'll call it a ruby. That ruby gem that is currently in Narcissus' possession. However, the other thing, just as a reminder, Hex is a little more than a bit concerned at the fact that Narcissus seems to be a bit more feral than he normally is. Eyes glowing in this, they're slightly glowing in with the same color as the gem, as the statue.
Nice.
I got it. He's a snake man. Seriously, you guys suck. Okay, so Narcissus, Hex, what are you doing? We'll start with you.
All right, so the gem, I tried to command it and it didn't work, right?
Correct.
So I want to squeeze the gem until I bleed onto it and then try it again.
The facets aren't sharp, so it's faceted, but there are no sharp edges to it. That makes sense. It's not a traditional diamond shape. It's more of an oval, like a long egg.
Okay, so I cut myself.
Okay. You're gonna take 1 point of damage. You do understand that?
Yeah, I take a point.
Okay.
I take a point of damage and bleed on the gem and try and command it again.
Okay. Doing that, roll a wisdom save again, please.
Wisdom save. It would help if I would actually finish building this fucking character. Oh, sorry.
That's all good. That's good to hear at game time. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No. I was trying to pick that last spell. You know, I was doing.
I got you.
This stays the same.
Also, secondary reminder: the statue has approximately a 20-foot long mason chain that's made of fire. I almost forgot that part.
Okay.
Just saying.
Dude, you're literally saying that his weapon is bigger than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Whips and chain weapons typically.
Where did that weapon come from? Because it wasn't in his hand.
It was in his hand.
He was getting up with it. I remember.
Yep.
What's the save you said I had to make?
I didn't say what the number was. I just said make the save.
What save?
Wisdom.
Wisdom? All right. Oh, I should be on roll 20 when I do that too, right? Otherwise, it won't come up.
Okay, so Hex, what are you doing?
Yeah, look good. Well, I'm
because you're literally standing next to Narcissus as he pulls out his dagger, cuts his hand, and then like he maneuvers the gem in one hand with the dagger, cuts the palm. I'm assuming the palm, and then puts the gem back in his hand. You could see it.
Is it a magic save?
The glow just starts to become just a little bit brighter. No, it's more psychic.
So it's not magic.
No.
Okay,
Well,
so I rolled a 6.
It's magical in nature, but the damage is psychic. If you
All
fail.
right, so if it's magic, I get an advantage. That's what
Okay.
I'm asking.
Go ahead.
16.
All right.
That's much better.
Way better.
Yeah, it was almost a 5. Screw this game.
It's fucking this dude paying I don't want to mention,
So I made it 16, Lou.
Yes. Okay. You still take 1 point of psychic damage.
Yep.
So that nail of a migraine just pierces through your brain, almost knocks you off your feet. You get that intense sense of vertigo to the point where Hex has to hold you up, otherwise you're going to fall to your knees. It doesn't cost anybody actions, if you're wondering. I'm not going to deduct that, but it's the way he looks, Hex, is the way you felt, so you know exactly what happened to him in that moment, Narcissus. That you heard her scream, like in the back, like that screaming echo in your mind. You can hear her scream your name.
Okay.
Okay. So Hex.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2 key points, my last 2 key points, and I'm going to cast darkness on the.
You cannot. Again.
Yes, I can.
I already
It's a
told. I told you. Right now, in this scenario, any new abilities you don't have until you're out and rested.
I thought you said anything that was innate would be able to do. We'd be able to do in the scene. Just asking.
Okay.
Not arguing.
So, in the middle of the scene, you didn't suddenly develop a power that you didn't already have. That's something that you're going to have to, that you will get once you guys rest and are able to develop it. In other words, right now, you didn't just suddenly like, oh, I'm Goku, I have a new ability.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move us out of range with that fucking weapon. Being that he's wobbling, right? I don't think I'm going to knock him out of concentration just by moving us out of range. Backing us up.
All right. Okay, so you're gonna grab him and move backwards, move back.
But I'm holding him already anyway because
Yeah.
I don't. So I'm gonna take that moment in order to back up.
Okay, how far back are you moving? So
Full movement.
okay, so a full move
80
is
feet.
the okay, good. That is exactly what I need for you to do.
Uh-huh.
Now, you grab him and you move. The thing.
The Goku thing.
Yeah. Oh, he's just like exactly.
I'm like, oh shit, that shit can hit us and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. Now, okay.
Yo, kill
As
Narcissus?
you can see them running. Durzo Tildor. The orcs are back. They've backed up to about 10 feet from the portal, and they're not in its direct path. They're, all told, the remaining orcs is around a dozen that are left from whatever skirmishes that they had to encounter, traps, all that stuff. including the chief. So they've been whittled down quite a bit.
But there's still the exit. There's still the door.
Yeah, and they're waiting. They're waiting on orders. So in other words, they're waiting for. I'm trying to set the scenario for everyone as it's happening. I'm not gonna tell you guys what you're doing, but I'm just saying as you're running, the orcs had backed up. Tildor,
All right, so-
Durzo, what are you doing?
Sorry.
I'm out of here. I'm
Okay,
hurt.
that doesn't help me at all.
In other words, I'm following the pew. I'm following pew. That's why I'm following.
Following who? He's
The Paka.
The
okay.
Baka.
So where you are, he's coming towards you.
And I'm running the same direction that he's running.
Actually, I wanted to clarify that.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Which is the reason. What I'm going to do is I'm moving them back. And I needed to be specific. Sorry. I'm going towards the door, right? And I'm letting everybody else know to move through the door, to get out of the room. Because looking at its size, and looking at the size of the door, it can't fit. So use the environment to our advantage, at least to allow us to regroup.
Okay. Okay, so for you, Tildor and Durzo, this is how it looks. Portals to your back. You're looking straight down a narrow hall. They're running from the center, right? They're coming towards you and to your left. So if you're following him, he's running towards the door.
I'm
Okay.
going towards the door too because I'm like, this thing's gonna look at me and I'm gonna blow up.
Okay.
So
All right. So then, the chief orders his men to leave, to flee through the door, and they start filing out. Durzo.
Going through the portal.
Okay. So Durzo's like, "Fuck you guys! Yay!"
did he get disintegrated?
He hops through the portal, and it's been nice knowing Durzo. No, I'm just kidding. That's fucked up.
Oh.
But none of it. I mean, everyone is focused on running towards the door, so he gets lost in the sea of bodies, backlit by the portal. He just jumps right through. You get to the hall that leads to the staircase. Now what? You can hear this thing coming. You can see the light. You can see the light from its flame. So, are you going up? Are you staying in the hall? What are you doing?
Closing after
go ahead.
There is
After everybody-
there is no door. Just so we're clear, there was no door. There's a doorway, but there was no door.
Are there the spiders? Are there? Is there any one of them close to the door?
We butchered those things,
No,
dude.
no, he-
we literally took them
he-
apart.
Yeah,
No, you guys didn't get a chance to completely butcher them, right?
Oh yeah, we did.
yeah.
We
By
got
the time
spirit
you
rats, Venom.
came down, yeah, they had enough time to do that.
Dude,
so there isn't enough.
We've been doing
There
shit like
isn't
that for a
enough
long.
mass. There isn't enough mass to pull whatever it was towards to block the door.
To block the door? No.
All right, so keep moving it up the steps then,
Okay.
because even though it may not be able to reach or walk through the doorway,
Mm-hmm.
that weapon, I don't know if it could shoot flames or whatever the case is, because it definitely won't be able to swing properly into the doorway, into where we're at, because this is just not available. But it can't shoot us or do some dumb shit like that. So get everybody to move up onto the next level.
Okay.
And I'm holding on to Narcissus.
All right. Your first, Tildor will be after, and then the orcs. When you get to about halfway up the steps, you can hear it. You can hear it roar from behind you, and it starts slamming into the stone.
So it's an automaton. Okay. That means it's just programmed to attack.
What's my condition?
We might be able to use that to our advantage.
All right.
If we're going to go further, we're going to proceed. All right, so I'll keep a mental note of that it's still trying to get through even though it can't. I believe the place is going to be sturdy enough so it doesn't get through anyway. Because, I mean, even though it is 16 feet and it's like magical, I doubt it could get through the fucking frame of a fucking stone, like this stone place. Then again, I don't know. But we're going to be on the other floor and trying to regroup.
Okay.
Narcissus.
What's happening to me?
Oh, no. You made the save. So nothing specific. You just feel you're feeling more and more anger. And the more you're holding on to this thing, the more there's a tickle in your mind of, like whispers. They're slightly inaudible, but it's not letting you focus.
You're not looking to,
and it's becoming harder and harder for you to think rationally. This is tapping right now. What's happening is your emotions are being your negative emotions are being overcharged.
so it's fueling it.
Mm-hmm.
So I look down. I look down on the gem,
Mm-hmm.
and I look down on the gem, and I start to focus my intentions. Like my intentions are to find the girl, to help to make her whole,
Mm-hmm.
and to bring her back to bring her back whole.
Okay.
And I start to focus my attentions on this gem.
All right. Give me a quick perception check, and pass or fail. You're gonna see something, but if you the target is going to be 15. If you pass or fail, the only thing that will
You'll explain it when it happens.
completely screw it up is a 1.
Okay. So that 18 would be good then.
That 18 is good.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. When you focus on her and your intent, the first thing you notice is that no blood has hit the floor. So your hand should be dripping with blood, but it isn't. The gem itself seems to be absorbing your blood. The second thing is, as you focus your intent, that whispering becomes a lot louder in your mind, and it's almost as if you can peer through it, and you can see a manor. It's at the top of a mountain, and it's if you can imagine a drone shot as it's coming into this manor to this stone courtyard with wrought iron gates and these long steps leading to these giant oaks. They look like oak doors with it has these gargoyle type accents to the house itself. It seems extremely expensive and well built. There are horses in the courtyard, and you can see a bunch of robed, not hooded and cloaked men walking up the steps to the door. When they get to the door, they have with them the one that's in front, that's standing by the door. He has with him a smaller figure that also has a cloak, and the figure turns, and you can see it's her, and she seems to be looking directly at you, through this gem, and she has this pleading look in her eyes, as if she can see you. And she looks down, and you can see her. She looks down, you can see her the bandaged stump where her hand was, and then she looks back up at you, and turns to and is pulled by what looks to be a golden collar attached to a leather leash into this room, where now your vision is you return back to yourself. You still have those emotions; they're still engaged, but you're in the present now.
All right. As I was having that view, did the surrounding area look similar to the woods that we saw in the portal?
Yes, in fact, it was super quick, and if you want to get any more detail, I will give you an intelligence check, but your target's going to be an 18 because it was just that quick.
It was that quick?
In other words, it was like super quick to get to the courtyard of this house. So for you to remember any other fine details because of this sort of out-of-body experience, you would need to make that check.
Fuck it, why not? Now for 9.
Okay. So no, there's no other details that you can remember, that you can recall seeing.
All right, but the wooded area did seem similar.
Correct. It was there was the same phase of the moon, so it was a quarter moon. There was certain elements that are familiar.
Okay. So this action I took place exactly when he made his move to take us out of the room.
What do you
mean? The first time, right? All right. So I went to focus in the gym. I made my roll. He dragged us out. He dragged me and him out.
Yeah. So focusing on the gem was after he dragged you out, for sure.
Okay. So then
not in the chamber, not in the chamber at all. No.
And that'd be too far to run back in and jump through the portal?
No, you would just need to go back down the stairs and make a run for it.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
He regains his equilibrium, so he comes back and his eyes stop glowing. I'm talking to Hex and Tildor at this point. His eyes stop glowing, and he seems to have regained himself. The issue that you understand, Narcissus, is the longer you hold this, the more you're going to be susceptible to a violent impulse. You know it. You just know it.
Okay. So
in other words, what I'm saying as a GM is that your saves are going to become progressively more difficult.
Yeah, I understand. I'm going to.
So you come back to me shaking you, talking about, are you okay?
And I tell him that we have to go through the portal.
Huh? What? Wait. You do realize that golem is right at the door, right?
Is it right at the door? Or is it still approaching the door?
Kayun says, "Where is Elf?" And everyone starts looking around. Where's Durzo?
You're right. Where is Durzo?
Like, Master! He finally noticing Felix. Master, where are you?
Oh.
Oh no. Master's
he went through the portal.
Room.
No, he went through the portal.
So, with that, some of the orcs start grumbling. They start talking amongst themselves because they saw one of their own disintegrated. It's like,
He had to have been.
He said, Elf dead. If he went through portal.
Well, maybe not. Narcissus here says we have to go through it, at least in order to find that stupid magic wielder. Are you sure?
I have to go through that portal.
How are we gonna make the portal now? The guy's literally right in front of the door. We all beat up.
We're gonna have to wait. And are you sure you're okay? Because you were kind of glowing there like that thing.
I put the gem away. I wrap it and put it away in the bag.
Oof, man, this thing just got super complicated now.
Okay, so
wait a second. So are you sure? Are you sure that Durzo is in the portal?
has to be, because if he'd be in the room, that thing would be attacking him, not us.
So now the question is, how are we gonna get through it into the portal? Somebody's gonna die at the rate we are right now.
Well, if we can get inside, if we can at least get into the room, I can at least get us to the portal.
Okay.
But we have to get into the room first.
So the chief says he's not going to take his men any further.
That's fine.
I tell him I understand. That
mean-
our prey is in that portal.
They'll guard the entrance to make sure that none of the raiders come back. But they will not go in there.
Oh, listen, I'm ghetto blasting Dom Chief. So.
With 1 hit point, you will die on the landing.
It'll be one of those Skyrim.
Okay, so Lewis, I'm gonna drink the potion that he gave me.
Okay.
And that we have no choice.
Yeah, now we have no other choice. How much hit points that gives me? Or what do I have
guys,
to roll?
Guys, look, he made it through the portal. It's not gonna be anytime soon we can go through. Even if we heal ourselves, we're still spent. We need to recover. We need to rest. So either way, I mean, yeah, we can recover our health, but it's gonna take more than that. Go.
The problem is, you know how hard it's gonna be to fight that thing. That thing it's got fire coming out of everywhere. What are we gonna do?
But we're not gonna fight it. We're just gonna make a beeline to the portal.
Okay.
I can cover that, but you guys are in no shape. Especially if you're gonna need to use some type of magic.
So what do you guys want to do?
I suggest we stay here and rest till you guys recover, and then we can make it through the portal. Look,
What's it doing? What is it doing, Lou? When I put the gem away, what does it do?
I know that. I can understand the question, but what do you mean? What does it do?
Like right now, I'm listening to see
As
what
far
it's
as like
doing.
the
Is
whispering or anything like that?
Is it
He's
attacking
talking about
the,
like the banging.
is it attacking the
banging.
door? Is it attacking the
you're
walls?
talking about the golem,
Yeah,
the statue. Okay, because you said the gem.
yeah. I put the gem away,
Okay.
and I want to see if that had a reaction to the creature itself.
Ah, I see. Okay. You don't after the initial roar and the thing smashing into the doorway. There is an eerie silence because you guys were all conversating and the orcs were also talking. It sort of drowned out some of that noise that wasn't extraordinarily loud. Once the chief quiets his men, and you all start to focus, you don't hear anything.
I'm gonna make my way back down and take a look.
Okay. So Narcissus starts making his way back down. That leaves Tildor and Hex.
so what I do is I put my hand on Narcissus.
Even Felix he grabs at your cloak. He's like, Master, you're not well. Please, you must rest.
I put my hand on Narcissus' chest, and I go, "Don't you think it would be best if what's your name again?" Felix.
Well, Felix.
No, Felix.
Not Felix. Felix with a V.
Felix.
Whatever. Excuse me. Sorry.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you think it's better for him to go and check to see if it's there? He's a lot more quieter than us.
He's like, Master, you're unwell. You should go now.
Felix, stop that.
I think it'd be wise if you checked.
Wow.
Wow.
Really, Felix?
He's just like,
Wow.
it's like
I won't-
fine.
listen,
He's like,
Felix,
like,
you know what? Just go check, please. Be as quiet as possible. Thank you.
Like Felix
And
saves
I go to
everyone's
nurses. I'm like,
life.
are you sure you will still want to go down there? You're in no condition.
I'm not going in through the door. I just need to look.
Like, Felix
Nah, but we could send
saves-
Felix to do that. Let's
Felix
just stay here
saves
and
everyone's
relax.
life, and this is the repayment Felix gets.
You're just gonna look. You're not gonna fight it, Felix.
So he makes his way down reluctantly. Well, begrudgingly. He starts making his way down. Okay. Durzo, you come to the other side of that portal with a thud. You hit the ground, and
You're dead.
the first thing the first thing that happens is you take a deep breath of cool, crisp, clean air. You know, it's like fills your lungs and it cools the sweat off your skin, and that's the environmental impact. The other thing is you land on dry, not a bed of dry leaves, but you land on some dead leaves, which makes a ton of sounds. There's some ambient sounds of a dark forest, just the night, the creatures of the night.
They're all looking at you.
They're all like, "What the fuck? Murder him. Kill him a lot." So that is what you getting a sense of where you are is virtually impossible. You don't recognize the landscape is completely different. You don't know. You don't
Doesn't
see
look
anything.
swampy.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't look swampy, huh?
No. It's cool. It's crisp. It's dry air. There is no.
So I'm gonna turn around. Is there a portal still there?
No.
Okay. What I'm gonna first do is, so am I in a? So there's trees and everything around, because if there's dead leaves, that means there's trees around. So, judging by the temperature and everything, does it feel like we're in fall? Like where I'm at, is it like fall? If there's dead leaves, that means it's either fall or winter, or it could be something else.
Because it's night, it's not cold. It's just cool. So say around 50 degrees, and it's only super cool because of where you just came from. And
Okay.
now it is dark. It's night. There's a million stars out. There's a quarter moon that's giving a
Now-
little bit ambient light.
This is one question I want to ask you.
Uh-huh.
I totally understand.
Sure.
Since it's not a spell or something that I learned, it's literally an ability that comes upon me because of my level going up, which is my eyesight.
Did you say comes upon me?
Yes.
Yikes. You talking about the true sight?
It's not true sight. It's called the devil's sight.
Ooh.
We don't get those things yet, remember?
Wait a minute. It's not a spell. It's a feature. I'm just asking, do I get that, or do I wait until I rest and then it'll happen?
Hold on a second.
Because it's not something that, the way I understand what he explained about the cantrip or the spells, is something that we got to kind of learn after we rest. But this being a feature that just with my experience, me being 4th level, it just like appears anyway. And it could be just me going through the portal that changed something in my sight, that now my sight works like that. I don't know. He can literally tell me, "Look, Dwight, you just got to rest for it."
Nah, I actually do agree with him. The
All
portal
right,
did change his
shut
sight.
the hell up. I'm gonna mute you.
I mean, it sounds reasonable.
No. Listen, because no matter what, I can't right now do anything crazy. I already did enough crazy just jumping through the portal. it would be like make a roll. I roll a 1. You see, there's will just get disintegrated and like. I was like, I'm gonna take that chance. I don't care.
Okay. Anyway, now you guys, your dark vision is what you're relying on at this point. So any evolution of your eyesight's going to happen after a rest, after a long rest.
That's totally fine. So right now, it just when I look at the trees and it being nice and fresh and cool air, the trees still got leaves in it and stuff like that, or like they're kind of like
so it's it's you can see the sky through the pockets in the trees. You know, wherever there's not a tree with its foliage. Foliage is the word. So the trees are still have their foliage. It doesn't smell like fall.
Okay.
It's just cool. The air seems a bit thinner, and because you're a ranger, you are able to determine that you're at a higher elevation. So you're not at sea level, where the air there's a difference when you go into higher altitudes.
Okay. So these are the first couple of things that I want to do, which is all rolls. The first thing, from looking around the area, can I determine where I'm at? Just a rough estimation. I'm not asking, just like I know I'm far away from the village that we were in recently, the desert, the mine. I know I'm far away from that type of scenario. So I'm trying to figure out something that I kind of know. Am I more north? Am I anything?
Okay.
Like if I have to climb
from the position of where the moon is, you're. As a matter of fact, roll. It's a survival, I think. Just make a survival check.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can hear the ambient sounds.
17.
Okay.
19.
So you are from where the moon is. You're north. You know, you're facing north.
All right, so I'm gonna open up my little journal and I'm gonna write all that down. Second thing I'm gonna do is see if I can find tracks.
Okay.
Investigation?
No, that's fine. It doesn't take you but maybe 4 or 5 minutes until you find a road. It's well worn. You can see horse tracks and a cart. The indentations of a cart. From the impressions, it's hard to read. These could be about a couple of hours old.
So what I want to do, Lewis, is I want to find out if the cart was waiting there for somebody to follow the trail of where I judge where the portal is, where I jumped out. And I could be able to find my impressions because it looks like I kind of fell out and landed on the ground. Correct? Because I didn't walk out.
Yeah.
Kind of sounded like
something like that. Yeah.
All right. So I should have impressions there where I'm at. I want to look there.
You're not in the same place, if that's what you're saying.
Okay. Understanding, like I found where the road is at. But if they came out of the same portal that I did, then there should be some tracks showing a certain amount of people walking to the cart.
Okay, I'll give you that. Because it's night and you're using your dark vision, you're gonna be rolling this with a disadvantage, and that would be your survival.
Oh, you said, all right, I gotta roll one more time. Well, I rolled a 3, so that shit ain't gonna happen. Even anything higher than I still roll a disadvantage. So I didn't find it.
You rolled a 19.
No, it was at a disadvantage.
Oh.
No, that was my
That was his first roll.
Yeah, that was the first roll.
Okay.
Can I check again? One more time?
No. So
Okay.
there are those tracks you just can't connect.
Determine how many.
You can't connect those dots.
Now,
Essentially what
over there
happens.
by the cart, can I be able to determine how many people will buy the cart?
Okay, so that is all encompassing in the survival role. So in other
Okay,
words, there were many. You're not able to get a sense of how many, but there were definitely more than one, and they can range between 2 to at least 20.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna climb up in the tree
Okay.
into a big amount of foliage where there's foliage. But before I climb into the tree, I'm gonna take one of my daggers and give me 1 second. I'm gonna take one of my daggers and I'm gonna take 2 metal cups and I'm gonna tie them to the dagger. And basically, I'm gonna have the cups touching each other.
Okay.
Okay. Stab it into the tree. I'm gonna climb up into the foliage. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm setting it up that if somebody saw the dagger, whatever, like that, hopefully the dude touches the dagger, the cups touch each other, making some type of noise that'll alert me because I'm gonna go in the tree, in the bush, in the foliage, and I'm gonna rest there. I'm gonna start doing my long rest.
Okay.
Because I'm beat up. I mean, I'm healed up some, but I'm beat up. I don't have no spell slots, so I gotta rest.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my long cloak as like almost like a hammock, tie it down in a certain way that I could kind of lay in it, but I'm in the foliage where nobody could see me.
Okay. That was a long walk. Appreciate that.
No, it's not because it's right there, the tree where I just fell out of
No,
the
I mean
portal.
the explanation. That was pretty long.
I just had to kind of because I'm thinking of a way to if I get alerted by something. That's all. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. In other words, being super paranoid. Understandable.
Nah, not that paranoid. It's just, listen, there's more than one guy. I'm by myself and I got no spells. I can't heal for
you're
shit.
tying cups to a knife in a tree. I think that qualifies
No.
as paranoid.
It is literally at the normal level of like Felix's height.
Mm-hmm.
So, and somebody just seen it like, what the fuck? Why did somebody do that? And then they're like, well, and that's what I did. All right.
Okay. After about 20 minutes, you can hear horses coming from the north to the south. You can you can hear them before you can see anything. You hear them coming. It brings you to your waking eye, and you're looking around. You can see 2 torches. You can see the torch lights, through the trees as a pair of horses ride by on that road going south. So 2 cloaked riders. They're both holding up the torches, to light their way as they go.
Now, are they wearing the same type of cloaks as what them dudes had?
They're too far, and you're in the foliage. You purposely put yourself because you put yourself in the foliage. You don't have a good view.
All I can see is the flame.
You can see the flame from their torches and their outlines, the cloaks trailing the horses themselves, and they're moving at a rate of speed that is making it difficult to focus on.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what happens with you. Narcissus, you get Felix comes back up and he says, "Master, it's gone. Where is it?" He's like, Felix didn't. Felix didn't see it. He's like, could it have found us? Does it have a secret passage like the one we came in? He's like, is it coming around us? Is it going to kill us?
I put my hand on his shoulder, and I gently move past him and go down
It's like, Master,
and take a look.
Master, back in there. And okay.
And I go
He's
take a
just
look.
like, Master?
As I go down and I go past him, I tell him,
Mhm.
"Come."
And he said, yes, Master. He turns to look at you guys like, okay.
I'm going down with him just in case.
Okay.
I get through the door and I look around.
You get to
Up.
the once you get to the bottom of the stairs, you can see rocks that are littering the your line of sight from where it was crashing into the doorway. It didn't collapse the entire thing, but that's what you noticed. When you can see the blue from the light of the portal that's still emanating. It's casting that weird phosphorescent glow. When you get to the door frame itself, from your line of sight, you don't see it, left or right. You can still see, the pieces of spider carcasses that were not useful and left behind, and you can smell them, but without actually going into the room or poking your head out to take a look to the sharp left for the length of the room, and even then you don't have a full measure of the room because of the columns.
So I look in.
Okay.
I look in. I look in and look around,
Okay.
look up. I scan the whole room.
And you don't again, dark vision is not going to work. It will not avail you because of the ambient light. So you're just relying on that light, which is not reliable at all. It's because of the flickering nature of it. You're not able to get a fix on anything, but you don't see it, at least in your line of sight right now.
How far is the portal from the door?
Portal from the door is about 25 feet to your right.
Oh, I can clear that easy.
What I'm gonna do is I got an idea. Hold on.
So I look at it.
I'm gonna take one of daggers.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast light on it, and I'm gonna sit across where our blind side is. If it's gonna respond to it, if it's gonna take the bait, we're gonna hear it more.
Yeah, but this is another thing. If you throw it on there, well, go ahead, do it, because he already knows we hear anyway. So
Okay.
No, but it's also to illuminate the space so it could give him a better vision of the area. But it also gonna double, maybe to kind of bait him, just because of the sound and the sudden light. It's not gonna know whether we're using magic or not like that. So I mean, and I don't know if it has intelligence. So that's another thing.
You're throwing it left or right?
I'm throwing it on our blind side. So I'm throwing it towards the left so it can illuminate that area, so it could give him a perspective of where that thing may be.
Okay.
Also to kind of take note of where those columns are,
Mhm.
just in case to make it to one of them.
Okay. The nearest columns to your left and to your right are about 20 feet away in both directions at a 45-degree angle. So if you run 45 degrees to your left, 20 feet, to your right, 20 feet, that's where the first column is. And then there are,
The one on the right is about what, 5 or 10 feet from the portal.
no. Well,
How far
it's
is it
about
from the
it's
portal?
about 10 it's about 10 feet from the portal. So it's
Okay,
20
that's
feet
good
away
to know,
from
just in-
20 feet from where you are, and approximately 10-15 feet from that where the portal is.
It's good to know because of the range of the weapon,
Mhm.
just in case we need to get cover before we can make it to the portal. Because if we make a straight beeline and it catches us by surprise, we're fucked.
Well, he threw it in. Do we see anything?
Okay.
Not for nothing. It was a giant golem with a flaming freaking mace, and I think that'd be noticeable.
Okay. When he throws it in, you can hear the blade hit the ground and skate across the floor. At this point, you don't hear anything else.
I hear nothing else?
No crashes, no roars, no nothing.
And I don't see nothing either
No,
with the illumination.
no.
Then I walk over to the portal.
Okay. And
He's gangster.
Hex and Tildor, what are you doing?
Okay, if we're gonna die, we're gonna die together. I start going towards the portal too.
Okay.
I saw the shameless plug. How dare you?
So the giant, the stone golem jumps on Adolfo's back.
Just the visual of that alone is just breaking my brain. Okay.
Let me mute myself. I'm sorry.
Now he decides
Now
to
he
do
wants to mute himself. That's funny. All right. Assuming Hex is following you, when you enter in the room, I will take a couple of liberties here. You're not going to just walk towards it and not take a measure of your surroundings. You're going to look around.
Doing crazy items.
And the altar itself is empty. The statue is not there at all. You do see it. It's perched just above it in the wall. And once you get closer towards the portal where you're visible and there's no way to hide, you can see its eyes glow red. Then the light, the red lightning, the ruby lightning surge through its skin, and it then jumps down and starts beelining it towards you guys.
We
With a
beelining
roar.
it towards. We beelining it towards the portal.
I grab Felix and
So,
beeline right into the portal.
You're just like, Felix, where are you? He's like, he's like, ah!
Where'd he go?
He's running towards the portal.
Oh, so portal.
He's like,
I make a beeline to the portal.
He stops just before the portal. He's like, ah! He does one of those comical like skids, and he's like, oh.
So when he stops like that, I run. I'm running towards him. I scoop him up and I back dive into the portal.
Okay, he's like, Master, you should not know. Goes in.
Hold on, guys.
So make sure Tildo goes through first and not go after him.
Okay.
Hey, the only thing you see me is me diving in.
You guys all go through. And
Adolfo gets stuck.
you then
Listen, if it was big enough for your teeth, it's big enough for my ass.
Aha! You got a
Oh, it's totally fine.
nice.
Baka! All right.
Nigga, you took that torch today by going through the fucking portal.
All right.
Become master today.
So now you guys come through on the other side of that portal. Same what do you call it? Spot. Same
Area. Landing zone. Exit.
Same feelings, same circumstances where the air that meets you, the coolness of it, where you are in terms of how you got here, the sounds of the forest. There's crickets that are going off. You can hear, owls. So essentially,
So I tell them,
you're in the outdoors.
there's no dead body, so I guess he made it.
The sky is filled with a million stars, and there's that quarter moon that's to your north. Now, Durzo, you hear you can hear that it's echoing. That's how quiet. I mean, aside from the insect life, all you hear is ow, ow.
Shut up already. I'm trying to sleep.
All right, I'm not sure if did you actually say that because you're up in a tree.
I actually said that.
Okay. You guys hear Durzo, he's like, he calls out. His voice echoes, but tracking him is a little bit difficult, especially trying to acclimate yourself with your new surroundings. But you do hear his voice.
So I call up to him like, Durzo, where you at?
Up in the tree. We gotta rest, buddy. I've been waiting for you. I got some beef jerky.
Wait. I'm like, Durso, that's you? We thought you got disintegrated. Oh shit, I'm still alive. Oh my god.
I'm gonna drop
So
a rope.
I give Tildor that look like, really? Really?
I'm gonna drop a rope down.
Yeah, you're not like in a giant oak tree. You're not in like an elven home. That's not that's not how this is working.
So you gotta excuse Durzo. He gets confused.
The tree doesn't have to be super huge.
You're not in Lothlorien. The fuck?
The only thing I can say is Tildor can't climb because he's in all plate mail. He's like,
You gotta excuse.
I'm not in
Durzo.
plane mail. I have chain mail, and you'd be surprised I could climb.
Oh, for some reason I thought he
I'm
said
trying to
Hex
see
Whip
how
was like Paul Chicho. So
Oh,
I gotta be tired.
Wow.
holy
wow.
shit. Okay.
Damn. That was a sucker punch.
I'll climb down now that everybody's here. I said, look, basically I found tracks. There was a cart. I believe this is where they got out. The cart heads north. I did see two riders. I didn't get to really see who it was, but they were riding from north going south. It might have been two of their guys. So if we're gonna rest, we gotta rest quietly.
I try to remember any details that would correlate to this area again, or is it too late?
Lou, are those leaves? Those
No,
leaves are ticking up from me.
that initial roll was it.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Lou, are those leaves sticking up for me to lay down and fall asleep in them?
No. It's just like if you're walking through the park and there's dead leaves.
Bro, listen, I'm finding a nice corner to sleep in where I could cover myself, and I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Steve. I'm gonna ask Narcissus if he could cover me with leaves.
I kicked some leaves onto him. There you
It's
go,
like 3 leaves.
weirdo.
My lord.
Then I'm gonna turn around and hit over a giant club. Be like, "This is for Elden Rings." Blah. No, anyway,
All right.
make me play this stupid game. Yeah, so since we're out here, it's cold.
Do you see this guy that he just can't stay still? Like there's always some type of movement.
Who are you talking about?
Danny.
Oh.
He's been like that since he was a teenager, bro.
Yeah. I'm used to it. I don't even notice.
It's just nervous twitch.
Yeah.
It's a spine thing. I know. I have the same problem.
Okay. So the night goes by unabated. You rest. At this point, now any newfound abilities, you're able to focus and concentrate and manifest them. That means you've rested through the night successfully. You get a full rest. You can put that on your character sheets.
Thank goodness.
Awesome.
And my dumb butt actually forgot how to do that. Oh, there it is. Long rest.
Yeah, it's easy, bro. There's a button.
Yeah, I saw it. Confirm. Yay. Did my hit points go up since last? I don't think my hit points
did.
They had to have. If you if you went up a level, they just averaged out.
It's 22. I think I had to set the manual though.
Yo, Steve, how do you do the full rest again?
There's a button
Uh,
that says
on the
Oh, I
top,
see it right here.
yeah.
Long rest.
Yeah.
Just click onto it, right?
just click onto it and then confirm. I want to make sure my hit points went up. No, I'm assuming you did. I didn't have 22 hit points last time, did I?
no.
All right. Well, if that's the case, that went up pretty shitty.
Okay. So the first light of dawn comes, You're all awake. Your familiar aches and pains of sleeping on a dirt floor with no fire. And Felix had also taken to the trees in order to rest. So you can hear him snoring just a little, but it's not so much that he would give away your positions. He's the last to wake, but you all finally do wake, rested and ready to take on. You can now see the road a lot more clearer as the first rays of sun, they come up over the mountains that you now can see. You can now see mountains. It's a mountainous range that stretches across the horizon, where the road takes you north towards the mountains, towards the mountain range, and the left side takes you deeper into this forest. Now the forest itself, you can't get the topography unless you are in a higher vantage point. But you can see that the road leads north, and it goes at an incline. So it's a hilly road going north.
As I'm eating breakfast.
So look
Can
at.
I say something, Steve? Do you tell us anything about that whole thing, that whole episode you had, or you keep it quiet?
He has not. If you have to
I haven't had a
ask,
chance to.
if you have to ask, he has not.
The
I
only
haven't had
thing
a
he
chance
said
to.
was that he had to go in through the portal.
Correct.
So now that we're through the portal, where to next?
So now that we're here, and now we know where Durzel is. We're all together. I tell everybody of the vision I had.
Well, if they went anywhere, they went in this cart. It's only hours long. It was been only a couple of hours since they got in the cart and they left. Which all that time that we were fighting everything, and from the mercenaries to the spiders and stuff like that, they were able to they got a head start. But we should be able to follow.
Like, I'll put my hand. After we finish eating and stuff, and I'll put my hand inside my robes,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to hold her hand underneath the thing. I said, like, I think we have to go towards the top, because that's why I saw the vision of the mansion. So we need to go
Top of what?
top of the mountain, follow the path up towards the mountain.
Okay.
That's where the tracks are heading towards. Are they? I'm asking Durzel.
Well, it's going north, and it's basically going towards the mountains, right, Lou?
Correct.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna have my cloak over I'm gonna have my black leather cloak over me, my face covered, and we're gonna walk. And no facial features that anybody could see. Basically, the only thing that's showing is my eyes,
Okay.
and they're red. So
Yep, I start walking up that way.
now I got devil eyes, so my eyes look demonic.
Another one with red eyes. Damn.
Okay. All right. Yeah. After you break your fast and resecure your equipment, you start making your way up that road.
Is that me that I'm loud? That you hear me talking? I'm not talking to nobody.
There's some ambient noise that I can hear. I don't know who that's from, but okay. Or maybe it was Steve. I'm not sure.
Louis, do I see any animals around?
Okay, so you do hear animals, but you don't. As far as like sea animals, you see birds. There's an occasional squirrel here or there, but that's about it. And anything else, you would have to do tracking.
So where's the nearest bird that I see?
Okay, wait, hold on a second. All right, so please give me a fuller picture of what you're looking for.
I'm looking for a bird, something that could fly up in the air. Any type of bird. It doesn't have to be a specific bird. Anything that I see that I could look at.
Okay. When I asked you to walk me through the whole thing, I told you see birds. So what?
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is
what was the point of that question?
I'm gonna approach the bird, and I'm gonna do speak with animals.
Okay. Okie doke. And let me. Okay, so you do that.
Better richer than you.
Ah, that's such nice music.
No. let's do that. This is the beginning of the new morn. When you are all finally rested, you have your new abilities, your cantrips have memorized, you've updated your strengths, you feel good and rested, ready to take on the world, but then you all get mowed down in a hail of bullets.
Wow, happy tree friends much?
Yes.
Still love that cartoon.
Yeah, that was from the 2000s, right?
They're still making them.
Are you serious?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
They're just not as popular anymore with the Steam Puff Society.
All right, take it easy.
Everything offends everybody. Steam Puffs.
That's okay. I still watch at the chain. Not the train. Wow, that's actually kind of obnoxious.
So is he talking to the bird or what?
Yeah, what are you saying to the bird, dude?
Well, I'm waiting for Lewis.
What are you waiting for me for?
Okay,
Does
Ask you a question,
senor. Does it have a save? Is that something?
No, hold on. That's what I'm looking at right
That's what you
now.
should have been looking at the whole damn time.
Hold on,
Click
but
on
you
the
guys are constantly
spell and it
interrupting me,
tells
man.
you.
Like, how am I supposed to do stuff if you can't leave the music back on, please?
I swear to God, I hate you.
Oh, Lou, I got the Super Well edition for the subscription. Do I get to use that combat tracker now?
Yeah,
Can I show me?
Yeah.
I'll take a look at
it's
it.
it's
Okay,
pretty
Lewis.
cool.
So I'm gonna look at the bird, and I'm gonna ask the bird if it's seen people like us, and which direction did they go?
It was a good idea until he opened his mouth. Oh, I'm sorry.
Or what I could do is I could ask the bird, can it take us?
Okay, so there was an or in there. So which is it?
Hold on. So I'm gonna ask the bird if it could take us where there's people like us.
Okay. So the animals themselves are limited to their own intelligence. So what it does is that it gives you some affirming chirps that it understood you, and then it starts flying in that northerly direction. Not not following the road, but in that direction. And it lands.
Okay, so
it lands on a couple of branches here and there, up to the duration. Of the ability, and this is a first level spell. You did take it off, right?
No, but I think it's
It's not a cantrip.
Okay, yeah. So I have 2 more spells. Okay.
Okay, so it does take you in that direction that you were heading towards anyway. Now, when you get to you guys walk about a good 5 or 6 miles. So it's a bit of a haul. You get to a point where the forest starts to thin out as the landscape starts to change, and you can see there's more rocky outcroppings, and the road itself you can see it winds along the side of this mountain, this snow-capped mountain, where it does a question mark shaped turn to the left. You estimate about another 30-minute walk at your pace to where you can see the manor at the top of that hill. It's half castle, half mansion. So it has a fortified wall, but there's no But there's no outcroppings for like arms or anything like that, like catapults or whatever. But there are guard that you can spy some watchtowers.
All right. All the while we were walking,
Mm-hmm.
making the map from the location where we started
Okay.
to where we're going,
Okay.
and doing so from my readings or stuff like that, can I recall any similarities from the terrain, the birds,
From where you were?
I mean, from at least to get an idea of what the region is where we're at, if we're still in the same.
Hold
Hold on. Ask your question.
How far are the watchtowers from us? And do we see them before they could see us? That's pretty much what I'm trying to.
There's no way for you to know if you can see them before they can see you. You don't have unless someone has a spyglass.
I do have spyglass.
Anyway, so
Lou,
yeah,
Lou,
yes.
I'm gonna tell everybody to stop here. We're gonna stop here. I say, how do you want to do this? You want to go in broad daylight?
Nah, man.
You want to go in the dark? Because if I'm looking at the towers, if I can see the towers, they could see us. Because right now we did not say we were stealthing it, hiding in bushes or anything like that. We are walking besides the road.
From here, is it clear all the way up to the rest of the way?
Yes.
Or there's no tall grass or nothing like that?
No tall grass. It's rocky. It's a rocky outcropping. It's rocky, so there's no foliage from a certain point. You're not at that point. You haven't like come out of the forest, but as you're clearing it, like I said, there's less and less trees as you're getting towards it. So as you're coming into that clearing, you following the road, you do see it. So there's a chance. I mean, there's a chance that they didn't see you, because you didn't fully expose yourself to the bare road. I hope I'm making sense here, but
No, you totally.
I
make it.
understand.
Yeah, but like we. Okay, go ahead. Because I was gonna say I don't necessarily think that we would just like her.
Doesn't
Why
matter.
not?
They didn't say it. That's why I said I told everybody.
So okay, we stopped. Now we're looking. We're being cautious. Let's just carry on, please, because I want to play.
okay.
So about that question, Lou, or what?
Oh, there's not enough information for you to be able to make that determination yet.
I mean, in all that travel, there's not enough information with regard to the things that we're seeing.
As far as it being a
The forest,
forest,
the tree line.
as far as it being a forest, as far as there being
Yeah, but
animals.
I mean, in certain regions, there's particular, animals to that region. I'm just saying
that's not always the case, but I do understand what you're saying. Again,
I'm just saying, in the time that we've traveled all along the way, there's something that we may have been able to identify where we may possibly be.
Okay.
According to the cartography and all that information that I have. I'm not saying that I necessarily will know. I'm just asking, is there a chance that I can tell where we're at? So at least we can have an idea of where the fuck we went with the portal.
Okay. Fair. That's fair. You will need to make an investigation check.
Okay. Uh, 13.
With that, no.
Where is my other phone?
Typically, your challenge rolls are going to be around 15 mark. So just to give you an idea.
Lou, looking at the terrain,
Yeah,
I'm
just saying that's pretty high.
No, that's not.
That's pretty average, actually.
Yeah.
How many towers?
2.
There's 2 towers in the front.
There's yeah, they're on opposite sides of the gate leading into the manor.
So
It is
Man, so we-
approximately 1 p.m. by the time you get here. Just want to make this
so
clear.
sun's slightly up and over, right?
Yes.
We're near. Are there any trees nearby?
You're at the edge of the tree line.
We're at the edge of the tree line.
Yes.
All right. So
Which is what I meant to say the whole goddamn time.
thank you. I tap Durzo and I point up and I grab
So
Felix.
to give you a better sense of where you are, it goes along the slope of the side of a mountain. So
Mhm.
this thing is essentially perched on a plateau.
on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, near the mountain itself, it does extend higher but further away. So you could reasonably try to climb up and around, but this terrain is. Durzo would be the first to tell you the terrain is going to be tricky to navigate.
Right. So, well, like I said, I tap Durzo and I point to the top, up towards the top of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
I grab Felix, and I kind of sort of like chuck him up, and I climb up after them, to a relatively sturdy point, so we can get a clear view of the manor, as clear as we could possibly get,
Mm-hmm.
with the tower house and everything.
The tree that the nearest trees to the tree line, they go up about 30 feet.
So I
What
kind
would be the distance? What would be the distance from here to there? Can we figure that out?
I'm not good with math and relative distance, but you figure it at a brisk walking pace, you can get there in about 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh,
By
that's
horse,
far, bro.
by horse, you could probably get there in half the time, probably less than half the time. But that's
So you're talking about
with
10
the
minutes.
horse, galloping.
Yeah. So in other words, that's enough time for them to kill us.
so
Okay,
I-
you're just making that assumption, but that's all right.
I look after I get Durzo
I know.
and Felix up top. I sit there. I take out my flask, take
Uh-huh.
a sip, and pass it to Felix.
Okay. He's like, oh,
And
oh.
and I point towards the manor house, and I ask both. It's a general question, but it's really targeted towards both Felix and Durzo. I was like, so if we were going to infiltrate, how would we do this?
Nighttime.
Besides that, how will we circumvent those towers?
There's a sheer drop, by the way, off the left side of the road that leads up to the manor.
Sheer drop.
That sheer drop extends at the next level of the forest line, probably about 200 feet down.
That's a fucking tall drop, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So if we were to try to get past those, how would we do it? If you wanted to get in there and steal whatever was in there,
I was like, well,
poking, tapping Peekins on the top of his head.
So he's just like, nighttime. He's saying nighttime, and I climb.
How far
He
apart
reaches
are they?
into his pack and he pulls out those
Crampons?
those spike climbing things. I can't remember what the hell they're called, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
From
Yeah.
each tower, how far away is each tower from itself?
Again, from where you are, the distance, they are perched exactly on both opposite sides of the gate that leads into the manor.
Okay. All right. Looking from here, how far is the gate? Like, how wide is the gate?
It's enough to get 2 cartloads side by side.
So it's pretty wide. It's about 20 feet
In and
wide.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Lou,
Yes.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit there, and while they're trying to figure it out, I'm gonna look for more identifying markers,
Mm-hmm.
mountain peaks, types of trees, or, the type of fauna, get myself more information so I can relatively get closer to a region that I may be familiar with. And maybe with that, back it up with any type of information like from myths and legends. There may be something that may have been written or whatever about some type of manner or whatever, because I'm looking at that spot and I'm thinking to myself, if they had enough foresight to be able to escape through a portal, they can either do the same thing in that spot or have a secret exit out, right? So I'm trying to figure out what the area is like, or at least the region, to kind of more or less take a blind shot as to where that secret exit may be. Because if we could find it, we could use it against them by infiltrating that way. Looking at that structure, and it's suicide just going up to the gate. Well, at least for them. Me, they don't know, but I'm just a monk coming up to the manor for no reason. Yeah, no, that doesn't look good either.
Kill him a lot.
Yo, Lou, I want to ask you something.
Make a perception check, Hex.
How high does the walls and the gates look like from here? Can we determine?
No. They're high enough that there's.
We have to climb them.
It's not a fence.
No, it's a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking.
You can't from this.
In other words, from here when I look,
From here we could tell. I mean, think about it. If the gate's wide enough for two cars,
you can guess that they probably go between 25 to 30 feet.
Oh, that's big.
That's being generous. I mean, and that's like lowballing it. Because considering that it's a wall,
yeah,
20-foot wide gate,
it's
got to be at least 40, 50
It
feet.
may be higher as you get closer.
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be higher when we get closer.
Yeah.
But
it's two guard towers, right? And the guard towers are between the gates.
I've said it 3 times, yes.
Yes.
I'm just making sure, because I know how you be changing your mind. So
sure.
Making an estimated guess on the height, you can use the mountain.
So you can probably guess maybe between 35 to 50 feet.
Oh, you figure you said 30 feet, 30 minutes walking regular, so that would be about a mile.
More or less.
Look, the best thing I believe is we go.
All right, Hex, you thought you spied some mountain goats along the sides of the not along the sides of the manor, but it was with that roll, it was too quick.
Just in general, where?
It's
whereabouts?
It's along the road, but it's also alongside of the cliff walls.
So it looks almost like it would be a path.
Potentially.
So I'm gonna walk.
Again, you didn't make the roll, but I'm giving you just enough that it could have been that.
That's fine. I'm gonna walk around to get a angle, a better position, to see if I can view it better.
There really is no other. There's no around. It's literally in your line of sight, directly ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to the side. Along the tree line, I'm gonna move to the side so that way I could get a better angle at it, a better view, to see if I can make out the road, the path.
All right, make a secondary perception roll. You need a 15 or better.
You do realize I hate this fucking die roll, right?
You do realize I don't give a shit.
I know, but fuck you too.
You'll get it.
There you
go. Okay. So you think you found a goat path. Yes. I say think because, again, you need to get closer.
All right. So since we're far enough away, I'm not as paranoid as these guys, right? I'm going to let them know. I'll be right back. I'm going to check something.
What are you doing, Tildor? Before he does anything, what is Tildor doing?
I'm gonna sit there and wait. These guys are high up, right? Can I communicate with them without can I communicate them without yelling or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, normal talk.
Yeah. you
Okay,
can speak
so
normally.
I'm gonna ask you. So what's the plan, guys? I think it should be about it's about a 30-minute walk.
We don't have to go up the sheer wall. All we have to do is get close to it and use rope, climb up the side of the wall where they're not going to be able to see. We just got to be away from the towers. That's what we got to do. That's the best thing to do. Close to the sheer wall, but still on normal land where if we make a mistake, I'm not falling 200 feet. Lou, from the tower to where the sheer wall is, how far are they away? Is the tower close to the sheer wall in a way?
No.
Okay.
No.
All we got to do is sneak over there at nighttime.
Yeah, you're not at a good angle to be able to determine how far it is, because.
But it's a little bit of a distance.
Yeah, because of the angle that you have in it, the depth perception is a little off.
Okay. I think that's the best thing. I got 50 foot of hemp rope. You guys got any rope?
Felix smoked.
I got-
Felix smoked at least 40 foot of that.
Wow.
No, I've got some rope and I got plenty of spider silk. So
All right. Okay. So we should be good
We
to
got
be.
enough rope. If we tie our shit together, we got enough.
That's it.
So
Let's work on that.
What is Tildor doing?
I'm gonna look at Hex and I'm like, where is it that you're going?
I think I see something, but I'll be right back.
Do you want me to go with you just in
At
case?
least not in that armor. You'll make too much noise. Not that I'm too paranoid that they'll hear you or anything, but a monk is less conspicuous than a fighter.
Okay. So Lou, I'm gonna I'll sit here just keep doing the crazy eye on the fort. And we can't see the guys up in
Not from
the
this
towers,
distance,
right?
no.
And I tell Durzo, the rope's in the bag if you need it. I'll be back. So I'm gonna make my way over to where I saw that path, and I'm gonna make it look like I'm looking for those goats, just in case there may be somebody around.
Okay, so I know you think you made sense in what you just said, but how are you going to make
No,
it?
what I'm saying
look-
is I'm making my way towards the path, but just in case I run into somebody that's maybe tending to the goats or whatever the case is,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I thought there was a goat that's in trouble or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
All right. So you're making your way up the road is essentially what you're saying.
I'm making my way towards the path that I saw where the goats are at.
Okay.
But if it's up the road, yes.
It is up. That's the only way to go. Otherwise,
Okay.
you would have to do a lot of climbing.
All right.
Okay. So he's doing that. Before I stick with Hex, what is everybody else doing?
like I said, I was sitting there examining my options. Every now and then I'll tap Felix to pass the flask over to Durzo.
Okay.
Stop hogging and shit.
Um,
And if the final conclusion of the whole thing is to go at night and climb,
one
then
thing
for now,
I'm gonna say, Tildor, if you come along, you gotta get rid of your chainmail. You're gonna have to stash your chainmail. You're gonna be an open sore for us because it just makes too much noise.
so I can subdue his armor if that's the case.
What are you gonna do? Tie it down?
You can beat his armor. You will submit to me.
With Tildor in it. Ow.
Okay.
So yeah, like we play Namazu, like I don't find this funny at all.
I can
Then
make
you
his armor.
guys complain about wasting time and all this other stuff.
I can make his armor less shiny, so it won't be that much of a hindrance.
It's not about the shiny, it's about the noise.
Yeah, because you got chainmail.
We
Well,
got
you-
time before we have to go, right? 'Cause I wait till nightfall. Yes.
Yeah.
We just got up, right? It's 1 o'clock. I can do something to help me.
Yeah, but Lou, I want to ask you something. Would that be considered another long rest?
No.
At this point,
Well, it depends.
Wouldn't
It depends on how long you plan on resting. I'm being here, so if you're going to be here throughout the night and you take no other
Well,
real physical
it-
exhaustive activities, then yeah, it would be considered a rest.
So, all right, so what I'm gonna do is, since I got all that
At the
spider
rate
silk
that
from
the sun is moving, you're able to estimate that it'll set in about 5 hours.
6 hours is a short rest, because it's about
Yeah.
1 o'clock
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So
Would you give us a spell? Would you give me my spell back?
so far with that, I'm going to make him take off his armor, and I'm gonna start to wrap the chain links in the spider silk just to quiet it.
Okay. That may or may not work. So it's one of those things that situation dependent. In other
Okay,
words,
but-
in theory, yes, it will work. In a practical application with him moving around in it, you don't know if it's going to be enough.
Louis, what's the name of the girl that we're trying to save? Steve, do you remember her name?
I have it written down somewhere.
So, all right, Hex, you're making your way up the path, and for some reason you feel exposed. I mean, you know you're exposed in as you get.
And I'm still, drawing out the road map.
Okay. Once you get halfway up the path, you do see a couple of goats here and there that are along the wall. You can hear them. They're watching you.
The goats themselves?
The goats. They're just they're chewing on whatever scrubs that they can get, and are watching you as you walk up through the path. Walk up the road. Because they're animals and they're not spooked by you, which is kind of unsettling because these animals are just staring at you with their beady devil eyes.
Interesting. I don't have her name.
I really don't like goats, but I don't like their eyes.
Okay.
No, they're creepy as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. They got some creepy
they
ass
are
eyes.
Creepy as hell.
Okay.
There's a reason why they're viewed as satanic.
Right. You get to the point where you can clearly see the manor, the walls, the battlements, the guard towers. You saw some smoke coming from from those guard towers, and there are men that are patrolling the battlements on to the left, which is it's not so much. It's on the side of the wall where the sheer cliff wall is. So there's not a lot of activity on that because there's a sheer cliff wall, but towards the gates you can definitively see movement. You can also spy that goat path. It's a goat path, so it's not something that humans would traverse.
Traverse it.
It'll be tricky.
We could traverse it. It's just not very used by foot traffic.
It's not used at all by any foot traffic. It's used by goats. So you can't. Educated guess. You can probably try it because they know what goats. But goats are also adept at climbing sheer cliff walls. Which is just insane to me. I've seen plenty of nature documentaries. I'm like, how the hell are these giant animals just chilling on the sheer cliff wall 300 feet up? That doesn't make sense.
Because of the hoofs.
Yeah. Well, I know. They're built that way, but still, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right. So, make my way back out, whatever. Now that I've kind of drawn my curiosity. When I come back out to the entrance, I'll make my way to the right.
Wait, what do you mean? Are you making your way back to the tree line?
Once I make my way back towards the entrance of the road, going up the hill, right, going up towards the manor, right, instead of going left, which
I think you have it confused. If you're going back down the hill, you're going back down towards the tree line.
Yeah,
going further up the hill takes you to the gates.
No. what I'm saying is that when I come back down, instead of going towards the side where the shear wall is at, I'm gonna make the turn towards where there's ample area to see
Okay.
if there's anything else. I'm not making my way directly back through the line of sight back to where those guys are at. So in order to kind of circumvent that, I'm going to go around to the other side where it's ample and also see if I can catch
Again,
another.
if there's the cliff wall to your left, if you're walking back down the hill, then there's the drop, the plateau drop off. There's the drop off to your right. So there isn't a lot of space going towards the tree line.
Okay, so towards the right, what's the drop off?
Mm-hmm.
Is the sheer drop like the wall, or is there? Can I make out a path
No,
to go?
definitely no paths on this side. And as you go off of that.
So this seems to be like almost an elevated step.
Yeah, I thought I was describing that correctly.
Now, I clear a picture.
You have a clearer picture? Okay.
No, because I thought that the drop was on the same side as the sheer wall,
No.
making it 2 feet.
No,
Right.
the mountain is to your right, going towards the manor. The sheer drop is to your left. That's the left side of the road. Okay.
Okay, so the mountain towards the right.
So the goat path is along the rock face of the mountain to the right.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
definitely not off the left. No, because
Alright,
you
so-
wouldn't have seen the goats. You were never looking over the edge.
True. All right, so make my way back. Make my way all the way around.
Okay.
I let them know. There may be a possibility that we can make it there using a goat path. But that's on you guys.
Where's the path at?
So I pointed out.
Okay. Again, you know where it is. You can point to it, but they won't be able to see it as clear as what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Point in the general direction, and also, I could show them the map, but it make no difference. I tell them it's in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
If
So
you,
I'm gonna contact these guys up on the tree and let them know.
So, it's,
if you guys were watching me
As
while I
a-
was,
Do
if
we
you
see
guys
you?
were watching me while I was there, right at the point where I stopped, that's where the goat path begins.
Did we see him as he walked over that way, or were we just paying attention? We were too focused on the road up.
Yeah, I would say that you were too focused on what you were doing.
So
The
being-
only one
I'm
that
wide open.
yeah he didn't
I'm
he
wide
didn't
open
necessarily
in the
he,
middle of the road.
he wasn't sneaking, but
No, I wasn't.
yeah.
So when Todor like points and talks about it, I instinctually look in that direction, trying to find what he was trying to point out.
Okay.
Do I see what he's trying to say?
You just the best that you can do is see an occasional goat here and there, but the path that he saw, he was able to get a clearer view of it, getting closer to it.
I wanna ask you guys
from your
something.
distance, you definitely can't see it. It's
wanna-
just rocky outcroppings.
I want to ask you guys something. You think if I talk to the goat, it's possible the goat could probably tell us a way into the castle,
Probably.
and then
That's not a bad idea.
we could rest, so I could get my
There are no goats next to you.
I didn't say next to me. I said you did, because didn't Adolfo says a goat pass, so I'm assuming that this goat's there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to go over to the goats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to go over to the goats, yeah.
which means going up the road.
And they're gonna see me.
And
Well, you don't have your armor right now because I have it and I'm wrapping it in silk.
Yeah, but the only bad thing about that, if I told the goat to show me the way it goes and it starts climbing, how am I supposed to do it?
Climb after it. If it shows you, then you can come back and show us.
Ah, fuck it. I'll do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna ask Hex Swift. Where was can you lead me to the direction where the
Is there a way we could go to that path where we were?
wait, but I'm gonna ask Hex Swift. Do you think they saw you walking up?
More than likely, but since I wasn't making a big deal out of sneaking, I gave no reason for them to be alerted. So maybe their day to day, just they didn't notice, or I was just another lost soul, whatever. Because they don't know me or recognize me. Not like those two. So
And they were. And how many goats do you think were up there?
there's quite a few, and I give them the specs about how far away the towers are, the wall making, how there's very little on the sheer wall because it's a sheer drop, how many people are walking around more or less, the activity level. I give them all of those details too.
But now my question to y'all is: Do you think the goat would understand me if I'm telling the goat to bring me inside the castle? Because it is animal intelligence.
Are you asking me?
I couldn't tell you that.
No. I'm actually
Hex?
No, a Narcissus, because he's a spellcaster.
It's a simple question. I mean, you got the bird to bring us here, right?
Yeah.
And a bird's smaller than a goat. Goats have a bigger brain than a bird.
Okay. So Lou, I said since my armor is off, I'll leave everything. And is there like a walking stick that I could see around here that I could just grab? Something that I could use as a walking stick?
I give him my staff.
Okay, so I grab the staff and I just start walking up, taking my time.
Okay, so as you do that, an army comes out of the gates and
I knew it. I fucking knew it, man.
comes towards you.
That's not Tildo, that's Ukla. Kill him. Kill him a lot.
Ukla reincarnated.
Oh, matter of fact, they don't know me. This guy has never seen me neither. He's just seen Ukla.
So I tell Tildo exactly where I went to peep the passage, the path.
So I'm gonna follow exactly the direction he's giving me, and I'm gonna go on.
All right. So I'm gonna.
And I am paying attention to him and the area.
All right. So I'm gonna stop it here, and this is a good stopping point. We'll pick it up the next time.
You fucker.
So okay. Thanks. I think. So for Durzo, Narcissus, Tildor Greenheart, Hex Swift, and the GM, we'll see you. Take it easy.